In this video, we will be installing PyMol in two different methods. The first one, we're going to use the installer provided by Schrödinger, the distributor. And in the other one, we're going to compile it using open source material. In the first method, we have to go to their webpage, to pymol.org, and go to the Download Now button. This will provide us with an installer for our operating system, whether that's Windows, Mac OS, or Linux. The only problem with this is that this version has a limited license. We're going to be using it only for 30 days or the duration of your class, which you have to state when you install it. So in my case, I'm using Windows, so I go to Windows. I download the execute file to my computer. Once the file has finished downloading, we can click it to install. It's going to ask you a few things. You can just click next. Next, I agree. Just me. Next. And then install it in the directory. You can use this one by default. Create a shortcut, packages upon completion, and then you press install. Then we press next and finish. Now we can look for PyMol in our apps, and there should be it. And as I mentioned, this version or this method we use is a trial period. So we have to activate it, pay for it, or activate it as a student, which has a limited time of usage. The other method we're going to use is to install the open source version of PyMol, which is legal, is provided by the developer himself, but we need to do some extra steps. To install the open source version of PyMol, we're going to need a few things. And we're going to use the terminal or the command prompt in Windows to make the installation. Every command and every link that I use is going to be on the description of the video. So we're going to go to the developer's webpage to search for the open source PyMol version. And we need to make sure we have installed in our computer Python, and that we have Windows up to date. That we have this package of Windows, which came out in 2022 install. This Microsoft Visual C++ redistributable package needs to be installed, which normally is installed in all Windows distributions already. So in order to install the open source version, we're going to go first to download this releases page. There we can download the version that we need. And there's a lot of versions. If you have Windows with 32-bit window, then use the 32. If you have 64-bit window, you use the 64. Now you can see here that in the naming, it says P310 or P311 or P312 or P313. That refers to your Python version, the Python version that is installed in your computer. So you need to check which Python version you have. You can do that by going into the search bar in Windows, clicking and typing Python. There you'll see, in my case, I have two versions. I have 3.11 and 3.13, so I can use any of those two. I'm going to use 3.13, and my computer is Windows 64-bit, so I'm getting this one. And then we go into the instructions. We have here the commands that we're going to use. Just click it to copy it. We go into our search bar and we type cmd. We press run as administrator. And then we go to the directory where we downloaded the open source PyMol version. In my case, it's my download folder. I'm going to press cd space ... again cd space ... and now I will go to my download folder cd user angel download. Oops, it's with a capital D. Downloads. Okay, So now, if you are using the same version as I am using, then you can just copy the command and paste it on the terminal. If not, you need to change this part of the command, which is the name of the file you downloaded from this part. Okay, just put in that name instead of this name. And this part of the command with the version of Python that you have installed in your computer. If it's 3.12, well, 3.12. If it's 3.11, then 3.11. Okay, so just copy that command with the correct name and we can paste it here. Press enter. In my case, everything is already installed, so that was quick. And then we can just copy this other command, copy, to launch PyMol. And that's it. You have open source PyMol installed in your computer with no limitations. You can use it for publications and no time restrictions.